standing outside of the White House right now. Is that where you are?
I am standing outside of the White House right now.
It looks like it looks like it's on fire. Could you tell us what's going on there with the White House on fire like that?
I do not know what caused the fire, but it can only mean one thing in my mind. Joe Biden has tripped and fallen on something, and has started a fire.
You didn't start.
I didn't start the fire.
Okay. Did Billy Joel start the fire?
I believe he did.
Okay. Well, keep us updated. I hope you'll give us updates throughout the.
Oh well, yeah, well, absolutely. Hang on, let's get the microphones out. We got to be professional here.
It looks okay. It looks like traffic is horrible there in Times Square. What exactly is going on? Is that some sort of motorcade?
Yes, it is. J.D. Vance is here in Times Square.
I have some images of before the fire started inside that White House here that I was just given by our anonymous source.
Oh, let's show them. Oh, look at him go.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Look at him go.
I can only guess that old man Biden is pretty darn flammable. He seems pretty dry.
Hello and welcome to episode 48 of Let Them Eat Cake. My name is Jack. My co-host today is John. Before we get into it, for those looking for our news segment, we are not releasing one of those with the episode today as it is a special release of Let Them Eat Cake. We will record and release a separate news segment later this month. As you've likely seen from the title of the episode, we are in fact interviewing President Vermin Supreme, along with his 2024 running mate, Jonathan Realz, and the captain of the Pirate Party, Drew Bingamen, about President Supreme's 2024 presidential run and his endorsing party, the US Pirate Party, website, uspirates.org. But enough of the introduction. Here is episode 48 of Let Them Eat Cake.
We have a weapon more powerful than their British Empire, and that weapon is our refusal to bow to any order but our own, any institution but our own.
We normally like to have guests introduce themselves, but I think, everyone is familiar with who the president is, but I think some new faces here, if you both want to introduce yourself first and tell people maybe your little stump speech or whatever you got in there.
I am Jonathan Realz. I am the next and current Vice President of the United States because I'm Vermin Supreme's running mate, and I have one goal and one thing in mind. When I become Vice President on day one, I will stop Vermin Supreme, because that is the only thing that matters. Vermin Supreme must be stopped at all costs. And you can make that happen by voting for Jonathan Realz for Vice President. Definitely not president.
He's a heartbeat away, his way.
It's a lack of a heartbeat.
Oh, listen, and we're gonna do this right. We're not just gonna like fire off a gun from a sloped roof or something like that. We're going to do it right. We're going to arrest President Supreme. We're going to bring him in front of the finest kangaroo court. As many kangaroos as we can possibly find. And we're going to have the biggest show trial, and viewership will be mandatory. We're going to broadcast it from sea to shining. What's the saying?
Shining, smiling, shining, smiling, shining, smiling, smiling. From sea to shining, smiling, shining, smiling. Sea, smiling, shining, smiling, shiny, sea. Thank you. It's all here in my new book, Pony Project 2027. We'll be talking about that a lot later on.
Everybody in the flat earth, on all sides, will see this.
This is why there are nominees. Let me put it that way. I was running a little behind tonight because of all the copying and pasting into my personal pirate archive of the internet. I'm planning on recreating the Pirate Bay and just to give the feds something to do. So, that's why we got Vermin. Yeah, I'm busy with other things. Vermin can take the presidency and Jonathan can take it and take over once Vermin's heart stops.
Yeah, and whichever reality that happens in, who knows which reality we're in right now? I don't know.
It's all here in this book. Pony Project 2027. It's all here in this book.
Let's talk demographics. There's always these talks about voter demographics, but nobody's talking about the clown vote. How does your party plan to get the clown vote?
Like, so we.
Well, it was your party, but that's before we took it over. But we'll allow it.
It's your party, and I'll cry if I want to.
I mean, I cry too, so we're good. We're good. No, the clown vote. The clown. Who's gonna vote for? Who's the clown's gonna vote for other than Vermin Supreme? I mean, really, there is no choice other than Vermin Supreme for the clowns. I mean, unless they're Democrats or Republicans, and then that's a different kind of clown.
Yeah. To be fair, we're still seeing leaked pictures of J.D. Vance. We don't know what's gonna come out.
Couches beware.
Here's what I'm offended by with this whole situation. People keep calling J.D. a weirdo. A weirdo? You think he's weird? I'll show you weird. I'll show you weird. He's not weird. That's offensive. That's offensive. That's cultural appropriation of us weirdos. They're taking our word.
Oh, sure. I paved the way for Donald Trump, but I feel really bad about it in retrospect. Little did I know. I would like to take this opportunity to point out that the pirate, I have run under a lot of banners. I've run under a lot of political parties, if you will. I mean, I've been a Democrat, I've been a Republican, and of course, it should be noted that when I was running as a Democrat, I was not a Democrat. When I was running as a Republican, I was not a Republican. When I was running for the Libertarian nomination, well, I had to give it lip service and pretend that I was one, of course. However, out of all of the political parties that I've ever run for or attempted to run for, the Pirate Party is truly the only one that is absolutely 100% foolish enough to take me up on my offer of being their candidate. And it's really incredible. It's an amazing thing that I am the officially endorsed candidate of the U.S. Pirate Party, uspirates.org, and that they really don't care what I do. That's pretty much correct, Drew, right? I mean,
absolutely. That's the way pirates are. Your behavior is yours, man. We're not about policing how you behave. Fuck that. That's crazy.
I have run for office before myself, as Vermin knows, but some of the other viewers might not know. This is the first time that I wasn't told to cut my hair and change clothes.
Respectability politics is dead, and we are the nail in its coffin.
I think people forget that the internet is the real world now. There is no real world. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. It's all the internet now.
It's all meme magic.
Are going to be president and vice president of the internet.
Pirates have been telling me, I talk to pirates all the time, have a lot of bad teeth problems because they can't get dental care out there on the sea. How's the Pirate Party going to back their constituents with tooth decay there?
Oh, well, yes, of course. Ultimately, the secret dental police will be embedded. And once again, once every neighbor is turned against their neighbor in this effort to police the nation's dental hygiene, it won't be a problem. I mean, if somebody has bad teeth, say something. Smell some bad breath, say something. So
if you smell something, say something. It'll be like
China in that respect, where every other citizen is spying on the other citizen's dental habit. Of course, it's all here in my book, Pony Project 2027. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it.
2027, I assume that means it's definitely a 2-term plan.
Absolutely. It's going to take a while. It's all here in this book.
Of course, nobody on the team knows anything about the project.
I don't know anything about it.
Vermin definitely had nothing to do with it.
I wrote it, but I don't know anything about it.
A lot of people ask, hey, can you write this for me? And you go, oh, I don't know anything about it. But sure, ChatGPT, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be AI. Who knows?
I mean, if ChatGPT was around a few years back, Ron Paul's newsletters would be a totally different thing.
I assume this is covered extensively in your book, but I wanted to ask you, how has Randall Terry's life improved since you made him gay? And how do you guarantee to bring the same quality of life to all Americans?
Well, once again, of course, this is in this great nation of ours. I believe that all Americans should be able to afford lead in their drinking water. And I don't know why it's a select few that seem to have this privilege. Of course, if you've seen the latest debates this year, because of course Randall Terry is a candidate for the Constitution Party. Is that what he's running under out of Michigan? And also, we might add that I am now the nominated candidate of Conservative Party in Delaware. It's a fact. Look it up, people. But not to meander. I mean, I'm an old man, and you may see my stories wind here and there, but I always try and bring them back to wherever the hell we were supposed to be. And of course, that's Randall Terry. And yes, his hair is marvelous. Have you seen his hair lately?
His hair is so good.
The guy has gone like full Kramer. It's like a full-on punch bowl for glitter. I mean, his hair is bigger than my hat. It's bigger than my boot practically. It's amazing. And recently, me and Randall have been going back and forth a little bit because I have been threatening to give him a tune-up with glitter. And in real life, I'm gunning for him, and he knows it. And he's going to see me coming, or he's not going to see me coming, but he is going to be glittery and sparkly and gayer than a $3 bill.
Jesus told me to make Randall Terry gay.
He's still pretty gay. I mean, did you see his shoes at the debate?
I saw his shoes. Well, Chase Oliver turned his shoes gay with that crazy pink laser shoe stuff that he shoots out of his shoes because he's gay. I mean, I really like where this is going, because when me and Jonathan get going, it's like there's sort of no stopping us, and not a lot of reality gets done. So I'd like to take this opportunity to ask the Dread Pirate Drew to please run us through for those viewers who don't know, what the Pirate Party is, what it stands for, and maybe even the platform. Would that be
so
okay?
I was actually going to ask this as the next question, and
okay, I psychically I saw that coming. I felt it. I could see it in your face. You were like, "Wow, this shit's going off the rails. We better pull this back in."
I think it's absolutely on the rails.
But I was going to phrase the question as in a world run by criminals, why should people consider a pirate?
Ooh, nice. I like
because we have integrity. We actually have a code, and we have core values, and we actually stick by them, and we live by them. And if you want to see what those core values are, you can go check us out at uspirates.org. In short, the shortest way to say what the pirates are about is digital liberation. I'm not getting the audio from the nipple twanging.
Nipple power activated. Well, I didn't want to interrupt you because you were talking some very serious issues.
No, no.
No, but I get it, Vermin. I get it. Like whenever he's talking about what the pirates believe, it makes my nipples hard too.
I hear that.
Yeah, short answer is we're sort of left libertarian, and I hate to use that word anymore because it's, if you say left libertarian, now it's like, well, we're like just mildly right. Well, that's not really it.
You should use libertarian socialist, and then like two groups of people could hate you for two different reasons. I'm a libertarian socialist. Well, fuck you. I hate socialists. Hi, I'm a libertarian socialist. Fuck you. I hate libertarians. It's a twofer.
Yeah, don't you just love it when shitheads steal your words and burn them in, like at the stake?
Yeah,
I mean, you could use the general left, because that means something.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to get away from the whole like left-right dynamic. I'm like, actually describe what somebody is, Like, it's like if they're a Democrat, liberal, Democrat, progressive, like you can get a little bit better than just the left, even in like a duopoly system like America. It's with the media, just the broadsiding of media, especially Fox News. Anything that's not them is the left. And it's like, what does the left mean?
But I also think that, like, we're getting better at, like, recognizing spectrums. And, like, but I do feel like it is a little bit slow with the political spectrum. I feel like people are recognizing that there's spectrums of, various things in life, but not politics.
How many
They're
genders
still left
are
and
there?
right.
How many do you need?
One
Big giant gender and it's very squishy.
It's me. I am the gender.
I'm a gerrymander.
I was looking through your policies, and the one that really stuck out was the copyright laws.
Mhm.
The 70 years after death and the removal of that. If you could expand on that a little bit, I'd be very interested to hear about that.
So copyright is probably one of our main issues. I mean, the Pirate Party was founded after everything went down with the Pirate Bay in Europe, spread over here to the United States like everything does. And so, yeah, I mean, copyright is a nightmare right now. The DMCA is also terrible and needs to be abolished. We need to expand fair use tremendously.
Yes, yes. As a meme, I could not agree more. I would not be a meme. I would not exist without fair use.
Copyright with it's just ridiculous, and it's all because of Disney. Disney.
Oh yeah. I 100%. Yeah.
It's all Disney. It's all Disney and these big corporations, these big media corporations now. What is there, like what, 4? I think that's all that's left, right? There's these 4 giant media conglomerates.
It's like 6, but that one is just radio, and then like one is just movies, and then the other 4 in all of them or
everything
something
else. Yeah.
Well,
So
let's not forget the 5th one, 5th gen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
we are trying.
Yeah,
So-
actually, like we actually like our job depends on like fair use and stuff like that. Like our whole point is to totally use open source information and like make information available to everyone, and also like work with people, because America, we have some unique freedoms here, and our press freedom is really good in general. And so we can actually use stuff from other countries that they like would get killed in that country for doing, right? And we can just broadcast it through our brand for them. So like nowhere is out of reach for us. Kind of like Voice of America, except not like a tool of the American state, you know?
Not
They do good
propaganda.
reporting though.
Yeah.
That's one of our biggest issues. I mean, obviously the pirate name has a little bit of a double entendre. We are digital pirates, and we also emulate traditional sea pirates in how they operate. So if anybody knows the history of pirates, they know that they were ultra democratic and super ahead of their time and egalitarian. And, those are all part of our, really part of our core values. So, yeah. But
Is that the original boot?
The boot is timeless. The boot exists everywhere all at once, and turns into a pirate hat. It flips back and forth. And, but truth be told, UV rays and human sweat take a toll on petroleum rubber products. So it looks the same, but it's really not the same. But it is the same, of course. It's the boot. It's a magical boot.
Are there boots for different occasions?
Absolutely. Picture in your mind, if you will, Bruce Wayne going down with his butler, Alfred, but Alfred's a robot in this case, into the Batcave. But it's not the Batcave in this case. It's like the Vermin secret lair. And, we're walking along and like, what kind of tactical boot will I need today to fight which sort of supervillain? Or what kind of, do I want to fly? Do I want my flying boot? Do I need my bulletproof boot? And once I've decided on that, I will go up and I'll push the button, and with the curved glass window will open up, and the nitrogen smoke gas pours down on the ground, and then the robot arm comes out and picks it up and jams it on my head. So yeah, I hope that helps. It's all here in my book, Pony Project 2025.
Where do we get the book? Where do we get the book? Tell us.
The internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bob Tim Mystic Books. Bob Tim Mystic. I think it's 1M. Look it up. Yeah. Vermin2024.com. 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 Donate. Volunteer today. uspirates.org. uspirates.org. Thank you.
Give us your money.
So Alien or Predator?
Alien. I've never been a fan of Drake.
So domestic policy is ponies for everybody, yes. And
yes,
what would be
1 point economic plan is ponies. It's continues to be ponies. Always has been ponies. Ponies all the way down.
This is where we have a difference in opinion, Vermin and I. I believe in the pony-based economy, but I believe that we need smaller denominations of competing currency like Beanie Babies.
Well, making change has always been an issue. Now, I have seen canned horse meat. I thought that would be a good way to make a change, perhaps. Some people have suggested
What am I supposed to do with these Beanie Babies?
that is fiat currency, brother. That is fiat currency, and it ain't no good. It's not a real pony. It's totally fiat. It's not. In any case, the important thing that your viewers need to understand about the pony-based economy is as follows. Once everybody has their ponies, once we've achieved universal pony ownership, then we have what is called equity in our ponies. And once you have equity in something, you are able to borrow against it. And so, therefore, once we have created this incredible class of pony-based debt, we will be able to bring in the bestest and the brightest of all the Ivy League schools to create the most difficult to understand, opaque, convoluted financial instruments, including pony quantitative easements, pony credit default swaps, and other such things. Now, what I'm suggesting is, yes, I want to create a giant pony-based debt bubble in the economy. And as we all know, a bubble is an amazing thing to have in your economy when you're having it, because all cylinders are firing. Wall Street's making money. People are like making overtime. People are spending because things are exciting. Things are popping. And some naysayers, if you will, have tried to point out to me that, Vermin, it's a bubble. It will burst. And I say to these naysayers, this bubble is going to be steel belted and reinforced and last forever. Thank you.
And that's a promise. You could take that to the bank.
Just
So
blow
the
another
Pony
bubble.
Federal Reserve.
Just blow another bubble.
Once, exactly. Once,
Blow the
once
bubble inside
equity,
the bubble.
once equity is achieved domestically,
Pony poop.
how will Vermin Supreme's United States spread ponies to the world?
Airdrops, pony drones, that type of thing. I do have good news for America, that in our test program, over 3/4 of the ponies that we were delivering arrived alive. That's like 75%. Now, true, there is some room for improvement, but I have faith in our pony delivery system. And once the pony drones stop dropping the ponies willy-nilly, it will go a lot smoother, In fact, it's all here in my book, I Pony, Blueprint for a New America, now retitled Pony Project 2025. Thank you.
Will everybody, and this is more a question for Drew here. So for foreign policy, because we are talking about foreign policy here, I see that there is free movement of all peoples here. So can you expand a little on this, and would this mean an attempt at an abolition of borders?
I don't know if it would necessarily be an abolition of all borders, but I would say that we would work to get rid of borders. We're definitely gonna be getting rid of ICE. Let's just put it that way. There's no need for something like that. Also, everything that stems from immigration enforcement is straight up tyranny. So, I mean, pirates are enemies of all kings. So, we want to tear it down.
Agreed. I back in the day, I traveled through Euroland after the European Union came into being, and crossed like 20 borders with no paperwork necessary. There's 50 states in America, the lower 48 at least, and you can travel in between them all with no problem whatsoever. Even between North and South Carolina, I was amazed. So yeah, it's crazy that the internet, that certain international borders are protected so viciously by the state, that the state has such an interest in protecting its borders that it is willing to exercise violence, in my opinion, and building construction projects that get in the way of the migration of animals and the migration of people. And yeah, I mean, I'm an anarchist. I do not believe in those borders and those obstructions that are put up by state governments to prevent the free movement of people. Now, once again, of course, that's easy for me to say. I'm an anarchist, and I think that way. But also, you have to look at the reality of the situation. You have to look at the various realities of various borders and the people impacted on border towns, for example. And there is room for reform in this area. I'm Vermin Supreme, a very reasonable, moderate reformist. None of it's in this book.
I am not reasonable at all. I believe in one border and one border only, and that's the border on Florida. We need to chop that whole state off and leave it to the pythons. The ocean can have it. Florida needs to go.
What about the Cuba embargo and Venezuelan sanctions? Should we just
I believe we
make
could
Florida
annex those
Cuba
states
instead? And just take, call Cuba Florida, and then
Hey, that's not a bad way to be like, hey, we're sorry.
It'd be like trading baseball players. We'll trade
Listen,
you
that's
Florida
not-
for Cuba, and
I don't think
It'll
it's
make-
fair
it'll
to
make
the
it much
Cuban
easier.
people. You've
Much
got a
easier for the
whole
boat
state.
people.
Florida.
We're
It's
closer.
infested with pythons. It
The
is
Cubans
filled.
in Florida are going to be pissed.
that's a good point.
The people can come over, but we have got to do something about the pythons. They are creeping up towards us on the mainland.
But let's talk about the real issue: the war on Narnia.
Thank you, Vermin.
The orcs. Let's bring it back to the orcs. I mean, I am damn tired of people bringing up these reality-based issues involving real people, real nationalities, real geographic locations, and I believe it is a real impediment on solving these problems and these issues by treating them as if they were real. Once again, of course, is it all imaginary? Is everything imaginary? Are we real? Are we just blowing smoke to the internet? I'm not sure. But if we are, maybe it doesn't make any difference. Maybe the reason we're pontificating is simply to pontificate. I have an opinion. Wait a minute. I have an opinion, and I want to share it with you. And not only that, I want you to agree with my opinion. Because everybody's got an opinion. Australia is real. Australia exists. True.
I've been told I'm an actor, and Australia isn't real. I don't believe I'm real. I'm AI.
And the
That-
toilet
sorry,
bowl flushes
big
in the other
reveal.
direction. Is that
Is a
what we
lot
hear?
of that now.
Yeah,
It is
how would you
getting
know?
difficult. It is getting difficult with.
But does the
with
toilet
AI.
bowl flush in the opposite direction?
Yes, it does. But only because I think it's. I've conflicted on the actual answer here because I've heard
Hilarity.
multiple different things.
Vermin, aren't you working on a toilet that flushes the right way in the southern hemisphere?
Yes, I am. I have a whole team of mad scientists working on all sorts of projects. Oh yes, we have mad scientists working on a formula that will make fracking fluid be fluoridated and come in three delicious flavors. It will still catch on fire when it comes out of your faucet, but it will be much healthier for you. We also have mad scientists who are currently working on a way to make chemtrails prismatic. They're going to be so beautiful.
That will be pretty.
If it can't be healthy, at least should be pretty.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta have some kind of trade-off.
That's a kind of an American idea, right? No
Yeah.
health care, but you can be pretty.
Yeah.
And once again, of course, yes, I do have a healthcare program since you pointed that out, and of course, it is called Pony Care. And yes, you do, as an American pony pony owner, receive one apple per person or pony per day, because that will certainly keep the doctor away. A sugar cube, if you're really good, And of course, it will be laced with LSD if you're human and so disposed. And the only drawback is if you break your leg, we'll have to put you down.
How is that done?
Humanely?
Behind
I
the
thought it
shed.
was with a captured bolt.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say humanely with a question mark at the end.
Humanly. A
Humanly.
human does it.
Yes, a human will do it. If you, especially you've been convicted by one of our kangaroo courts, Jack. Jack. There's a lot of freaking kangaroos on the road. The last time I was in Australia, it was a few years back, but we got one of those wicked vans, and we were driving all along, and there were so many.
Were the wicked vans before they neutered them, or were they still the super offensive ones? Because they kind of.
I think
there
ours
was like
had
a big thing.
Ours had a bunch of buttocks on it.
It might have been the less.
It wasn't racist,
ones.
but it had buttocks.
There was some bad ones, mostly like misogynistic stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like real bad. Like
oh,
it was real bad for a while. Like people would get here and be like genuinely put off by it.
Wow.
Did
not know.
Real bad.
Not a good business. Not a good business model. That part probably.
Well, they got them a lot of business.
Anyway, don't try and distract me from all the dead kangaroos on the highways of Australia. It's what don't people? I mean, here in the States, people scrape up the roadkill. Taxpayer money goes to scraping up the roadkill.
There's a lot of kangaroos here. People don't realize they're a pest, and we're not allowed to kill them. we can't just go out and take them because they're a national animal. It's illegal.
I ate a kangaroo burger. What about what's the deal with it?
Yep, they're farmed ones. So
okay,
the ones that you see on the side of the road are because people flying down roads at 110 kilometers an hour.
Aboriginals can hunt them though.
Yes, they can. But the kangaroos will just jump out onto the road.
They should be able to hunt the settlers, I think.
I agree. I think that they should be able to hunt the miners who are destroying Aboriginal sites.
The blue asbestos mines that they still haven't cleaned up.
Insane.
I want to see that reality show where you just follow kangaroos as they hunt people.
Yeah, no, that would be very interesting. He'll come back.
That's what you have. That's how you make it happen. Because nobody's going to care if it's a political solution. It has to be a reality show. It has to be an entertainment solution.
And Australia loves their reality TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you that much. The 90 Day Fiancés, the...
so I didn't realize you were from Australia until this conversation, this part. So I am really excited to talk to someone from Australia right now. What about these donkeys? The donkeys. I know there's a donkey problem, right? There's a donkey problem too. The wild camels. I know there's a wild donkey problem too.
Is
where
there?
They're
I have not heard about this. That makes it even funnier than camels.
They've learned how to dig. They've learned how to dig wells. They've been digging giant wells in the desert.
I mean,
the hell's a wombat anyway?
Donkeys.
Do you know Crocodile Dundee?
No. I met him once.
Did you?
Yeah,
you lied. You do know him.
We all know him. We've all met him once. He's an icon.
Of course I know him. He's me. So I wanted to play a quote from one of your former, opposition? What do you call somebody you're running against? Opponent? One of your former opponents, a quote from them, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this quote.
Okay.
It would be constitutional for the government to target and kill any U.S. citizen with a drone or with a shotgun without due process.
Oh, okay. The end part. I didn't like the end part, the due process. You should have just really cut out that part. Could you play that again without the due process part?
I can.
It would be constitutional for the government to target and kill any U.S. citizen with a drone or with a shotgun.
Perfect. Thanks, Obama. It was nice. Yeah, no, it should be about pony drones, though, probably.
Shotguns are really messy, though.
Yeah, but they're right. But like I said, though, it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun for everyone. It's got to be visually appealing. Everybody loves to see a shotgun blast in a horror movie, right? If
Yeah,
we're going to put
true.
people down, we're going to bring the crowd and say,
and-
look, children, gather around, kids.
It's like Gallagher.
Yeah,
Oh,
get your
yeah.
raincoat on.
Explosions
my
are fun
God.
too.
and shotgun drones. They're the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And now you can even mount a shotgun to those dog drones.
Oh
Perfect.
God, yeah.
Perfect.
We could have a shotgun
And
that
the
shoots beer.
flamethrowers. These
We need
robot
to
wars are
show-
going to be crazy.
Well, talking about
I
those
mean,
dogs,
I loved BattleBots as a kid, so
yeah, bring back national battle bots.
To the
why is that not
back.
at the Olympics?
You're right. Why
Well, let's
isn't that at the
talk about
Olympics?
police reform. Considering we're talking about these dogs, there's one here. Ensure nobody is put in jail for actions of basic survival. I feel like this is an uncontroversial opinion, but for some reason nobody actually supports this. Why do you think that is?
Because everybody's a greedy son of a bitch. I think that's. I mean,
Capitalism.
they don't. Capitalism.
I
Yeah.
suffered, so should they.
Mm-hmm. There's a huge. That's the way Americans think. Honestly, I mean, not all of them, but it's built into us, and it's part of the indoctrination. I mean, the indoctrination is complete bullshit. Work hard, stay loyal to your employer, and you'll go up the ladder and make $1 million by the time you're 40. That's bullshit. So yeah, it's capitalism.
Yes, I think this is best illustrated by an interaction that I had with Governor Chris Christie a few years back. And
Human waterbed, Chris Christie.
And I asked him if he supported free ponies for all Americans, and he said no, just flat out no. And after I called him a pony hater, and then they threw me out of the restaurant. And then I was in the parking lot next door, and I started yelling at him from the next lot over. And as he was leaving the restaurant, I yelled out, "Governor Christie, why do you hate ponies?" And he said, "I don't hate ponies. I just hate free ponies. You have to earn your pony." And I think that's a really typical attitude amongst the Republicans and capitalists in general, probably.
Governor Christie, why do you hate ponies?
I don't hate ponies. I don't want free ponies. Earn your pony.
True story.
So do you think that education would be the best way to fix something like this, or how would you propose? I'm not so much undoing
mandatory
but rectifying.
re-education camps.
No.
The dental re-education centers, most certainly. If you need some dental re-education, that's the place to get it for sure. Otherwise, yeah, I mean,
It's hard to teach people to not be an asshole.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going
I always say it's free, but it's also free to be an asshole. So, take your pick, I guess.
No, I think we could teach the kids a thing or two that might be a little better about things in reality, and just even how to live their life better, and some basic life skills and critical thinking skills. And there's many areas of things that we could be teaching the kids that would probably make them a lot better citizens, a lot better consumers, a lot better people in general. So yes, I fully agree with that. Luckily, the tide is turning, and it seems that a lot of teachers are actually teaching using me as a teaching aid in the classroom. I meet many, many young people who will tell me that they were introduced to my campaign through their teachers in the classroom.
And while we're discussing police reform and policing in general, I would like to go on record saying I am not a cop.
Are you saying that I am?
No, neither of us are. There's a
Okay,
lot of
thanks.
cops running for president and vice president these days.
That is true.
Because if you were a cop, you'd have to say so, right? If I said,
yep.
"Are you a cop?" wouldn't you have to say you were or not?
Yeah,
Yep.
Jack, are you
That's
a cop?
the law.
I am not
That's
a
the
cop.
law.
I don't know that. I don't even know that you're really Australian. You could be faking this.
This is true. This is true. It is an easy accent.
What color is your passport, Jack?
Yeah, you don't
It's
talk
blue.
real funny. You don't talk funny enough.
I know. I'm not from Queensland. I don't have the harsh accent.
Yeah, he's from where the mafias are.
Can you tell the differences between mine and Jonathan and Drew's accent?
A little bit. It depends. It's more regional. Like I can't pick specific sort of parts, but it's more like regional.
Sure.
I lived in South Carolina for 6 months, so I've lived in the
I'm
States
sorry.
as well, so I'm semi-familiar. Sorry.
Jack, what state do you
sorry.
think I'm from?
Listen, I was only to
Ah.
South Carolina once, and there were churches everywhere. It was disturbing. It was frightening.
I didn't notice the churches. I was mostly on campus.
Yeah, we need a good separation. We need to build more walls. If you're going to build a wall around something, build it around the churches because you need a separation from church and state. And they're always talking about a wall. Why not make it a literal wall? Why not?
On education, though, Trump and the Project 2025 that he says that he knows nothing about have said that they're going to get rid of the Department of Education. What is your project plans on the Department of Education?
Well, it will be completely pony-sized, of course, and probably run by zombies or something like that. I guess.
I think it is already run by zombies, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it once again, a lot of these things are counterintuitive. Yeah, when I was seeking the Libertarian Party nomination, I listened to a lot of libertarian blather, and a lot of the times, it was sort of shocking. I mean, because it seems counterintuitive until it would get explained. Like, oh, the Department of Education or the Department of Transportation. It was instituted relatively recently. They spend so much money per year. They come up with all these ridiculous pronouncements. And then ultimately, if you look at the results, they're essentially the same. So, there's this, it just seems counterintuitive, I believe, to a lot of people. Abolish the Department of Education. That's insane. But then there's certainly reasonable arguments that you can put forth that points out the futility and perhaps the desirability of it to be something different or else. But that's, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, that's something that surprised me.
I'm hoping that with the new technology that we can replace the Department of Education with a hallucinating AI.
There you go. Yes.
And write new curriculum. So,
like in the Venture Brothers, their beds just teach them all the stuff when they sleep.
That would be
Are you telling me that you're actually looking to change the education system for the first time in 150 years?
Yeah, we're going to make it more racist.
Is that possible?
With machines.
Oh, it's possible. You can come to Alabama. We've perfected it.
We're going to have racist robots teaching in the classroom. Armed.
Racist racing robots. They're going to go real fast, so that way we can keep the kids' attention.
With shocking.
Maybe we can revive that teenage chatbot that Microsoft had that turned racist in 27 minutes.
What was its name?
I don't remember what her name was, but
Cortana,
it was amazing.
probably.
It was amazing.
Cortana.
No, Cortana was an abortion. That was sad.
Back to the police. So when looking at American policing issues, the things that really stand out to me is qualified immunity, no-knock warrants, and
civil
state
asset
police
forfeiture.
Yeah, and state
That's
police
not
too. Needing body cams is interesting as well.
Yeah, I think we're against all those things, right, Drew? I mean,
yeah. So
is there a proper platform plank, or is that just our feels?
Well, I don't know if there's one for national, but I know in my state of Pennsylvania we have a plank where we will require all police officers to carry their own multi-million-dollar liability policy, and we will end qualified immunity. And if you become uninsurable because you're an asshole, you will also lose your job. If you can't be insured, you can't be a cop. And I think that ends a lot of problems.
Yes, and that would have saved
quick.
That would have saved Sonia Massey's life.
Mm-hmm.
Because that guy continually got fired and rehired by police departments.
That's what we see, though. We see that all the time. We see these bad cops are consistently bad cops that get moved around and continue to abuse the public.
They're just a few bad apples, though.
It's not a few, but it's
Mm.
a lot of repeat offenders.
I'll
So
stop
do you
being
think-
silly for one moment and bring up that was qualified immunity was a big talking point when I ran for Congress a couple years back. That's what got me into the race to begin with. That was my number one issue. There's a bunch of videos that are on my campaign page of me talking about it, so I don't have to stop being fun. So you can go and find those and find me being very serious.
And no civil asset forfeiture without a conviction. And even then, I really don't like it. But I think that's a baseline.
What about gun grabbers?
Oh, Vermin has a plan for that.
Oh, Vermin Supreme is going to take your guns and give you better ones. And these better guns are going to shoot marshmallows, but they're still going to be lethal.
That's pretty similar to the U.S.'s plan for disarming the insurgency in Iraq in 2003 and 4. They basically took their guns and gave them better guns. It's pretty much the summary there.
Once again, stealing Vermin's ideas.
The 1033 program. I don't know what that is. Can you explain what that is and why ending it is important?
Let's talk about Catch-22. Can we talk about Catch-22 instead?
What about Matchbox 20? Do you think they were underrated?
Eh.
No.
I think they were rated appropriately.
Well, it says demilitarize police through actions such as ending the 1033 program. So I imagine it's some kind of military sharing program.
Oh, yes, that is the military sharing program. That's the.
Did I nail it?
Yeah, you did nail it. Yeah, you're right. You did nail
Thank you,
that.
Jack.
Okay.
Would you like to join my campaign team?
Does it mean I can come to the US?
Yeah,
Sure.
if you
Sure,
can,
we
if
will
you
get
can
me
get
the
them
fuck
one of
out of
those
this
visas.
Sure. I mean,
Sure.
come through the southern border or the northern border, whatever. You know.
I was thinking
You
about
got to
it.
go
Just
through the
swim.
Darien
Just
Gap.
You got to
though,
go
if
through the
come.
center.
You got to go through the gap if you come. You're going through the Darien Gap. You're going to have to deal with Michael the murderer himself down there.
Bring back Pangea, baby. We are going to bring back Pangea. We're gonna be,
I'll
we're gonna
just
be
go
a
to
one-
Pine Gap and
we're
I'll
Crush
gonna
all
be
the
a lot
continents back
closer.
together.
Mm.
That way we can
actually,
drive everywhere.
talking
with
about Pine
the
Gap,
weather control program, that they got going in HARP there, I bet you we can just use earthquakes to push everything together. Except
Well,
for
the pirate-
Florida.
We are on
will
it.
the
We
Pirate
are on
Party
it.
will the Pirate Party increase or decrease the CIA's presence in Australia?
Isn't I thought it was the NSA that had a big.
Is it NSA?
I think it's the NSA
Pine
that has
Gap?
a
Oh,
giant. Yeah,
okay.
that
Yeah,
freaking
okay.
facility.
I
Doesn't
got
make
the
any sense
Wrong
because-
department. Excuse me.
The CIA was responsible for those wicked vans, and they did that on purpose.
The CIA are
It's
basically
planned
got
on
just
in
you
when
all.
they deposed our prime minister.
they're just agents of chaos. And I sometimes approve of being an agent of chaos, but usually the CIA doesn't do it the way that.
Right. Well, I'd say we are good chaos or neutral chaos, and they are definitely bad.
But don't you also have a waterboarding policy?
Well, yes, I do support fluoridating the water used in waterboarding. That is correct.
Okay.
It's for your own good.
Waterboarding in the public schools. I once asked Hillary Clinton if she supported waterboarding in the public schools. She did not respond. When I have asked all these other candidates to share their dental records, did they? No. I am the only candidate who's shared his dental records. And I believe that Mr. Realz is also willing to share their dental records. Is that true?
Yeah. Show me the dental certificate and every certificate, gift certificate, birth certificate, any certificate I can provide to prove that I am willing to get your vote.
The other candidates are soft on plaque. And once again, of course, many people ask me, why Jonathan Realz? Why did I bring in Jonathan Realz as my vice presidential candidate? And I've known Jonathan Realz, and I've worked with Jonathan Realz, and Jonathan Realz is no Jonathan Realz. But this Jonathan Realz is the real deal Jonathan Realz. And one of the reasons that I hired him because of his legendary prowess as being an attack dog. And as you know, here in America, the vice presidential candidate is generally given carte blanche to viciously attack the other candidates. And so, Jonathan Realz, I can see that you're standing outside of the White House right now. Is that where you are?
I am standing outside of the White House right now.
It looks like it looks like it's on fire. Could you tell us what's going on there with the White House on fire like that?
I do not know what caused the fire, but it can only mean one thing in my mind. Joe Biden has tripped and fallen on something, and he has started a fire.
You didn't start.
I didn't start the fire.
Okay. Did Billy Joel start the fire?
I believe he did.
Okay. Well, keep us updated. I hope you'll give us updates throughout the.
Oh well, yeah, well, absolutely. Hang on, let's get the microphones out. We got to be professional here.
It looks okay. It looks like traffic is horrible there in Times Square. What exactly is going on? Is that some sort of motorcade?
Yes, it is. JD Vance is here in Times Square.
I have some images of before the fire started inside that White House here that I was just given by our anonymous source.
Oh, let's show them. Oh, look at him go.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Look at him
go. I can only
go.
guess that old man Biden is pretty darn flammable. He seems pretty dry. Thank you.
It's getting nauseous. I keep moving around.
Crazy that like British people ate all those mummies, huh?
Oh.
And they look at other countries and be like, they're cannibals. They can't come here. Can't believe this.
What, you're telling me you wouldn't eat a mummy if faced with the opportunity and someone says,
"Would you drink the Captain Black Goo?"
I mean, listen, you're only going to live once, and you're only going to die once, unless you come back to life and die again. I don't know.
Were the Wicked Vans worse than this? Do you think?
That's how we get centaurs. That's that new science book. That's
it's up there.
That's a picture in my book here. Just saying.
Mommy, how are centaurs made?
Do you guys want to see my wiener?
Is this supposed to be an educational show?
Look at this guy. Somebody gave me this.
Aw, what a nice wiener.
Is this not educational?
I think this
It's
is
the
very
campaign colors.
This is great.
Hug me. Hug me. My campaign slogan this year is, I want you to want me.
That's a good campaign slogan. You print it on T-shirts.
I mean,
I think there's a song
make themselves electable.
that we can steal.
You know.
Oh, I need some help to be more electable. I've got all my ties. Can you help me pick out a tie?
This is a tie.
Okay.
Woo. Okay. Do you have any Vermin Supreme glitter ties there, Jonathan?
I don't. Vermin, I need a Vermin glitter tie. I need a Vermin glitter tie. Now, Vermin, you told me that you like this one.
Hey, Jonathan, I do like that one. Are you coming out to the Democratic National Convention? Have you figured that out yet?
I would love to come out to the Democratic National Convention. If people want to see me out at the Democratic National Convention, they can donate at vermin2024.com.
I hope so. I hope so, because we got a show at the Sideshow Gelato on Wednesday, so that's very exciting. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to announce, I believe it's been announced, that I will be appearing in San Francisco September 3rd for a Pirate Party benefit for the California Pirate Party. We're going to be going on a cruise, a sail cruise boat around the harbor, and I'll be hosting that. And then the next 2 days, September 4th and 5th, we will be protesting the Heritage Foundation Project 2025 people. So we're going to go full tilt. We're going all ball. We're doing it hard, bringing out my bullhorn, and we'll be doing that right. And then it looks like on the 14th, I'm going to be hosting a Vermin Supreme themed rave techno dance party in a warehouse in Long Beach, California. Boom.
The one time I'd like to be in California.
You
It's pretty
bring
exciting.
Jonathan to any campaign events in Florida?
I will go. I will go to Florida. But I won't be happy about it.
Kicking and screaming.
Well, I'm going to have some campaign events in Florida, but probably not until after the election, maybe like in January or something.
Yeah.
for next campaign.
Yeah, we're going to start up the next one. Or once again, of course, I have a feeling
Re-election.
the election is rigged. Okay, let's face it, people. The election is rigged. We've got to stop the count. We've got to stop the steal. I think it's clear that I have won by an overwhelming majority. Everybody I ask, did you vote for me? They say, yes, Vermin, we voted for you. And I've talked to thousands of people across America, and every person that I ask, did you vote for me? They say, yes, Vermin, we voted for you. And if that random sampling is accurate, there's no way that I could have lost. So we will be contesting the election. I already have a full slate of imaginary alternate reality electors. I have a whole slate of imaginary alternate reality delegates that will be attending the convention. And I believe that I will receive the nomination of the Democratic Party, much as I have received the nomination of the Republican Party, much as I have received the endorsement of the U.S. Pirate Party. We are an unstoppable juggernaut, and you are invited to join us, Vermin2024.com. Something, the future.
I'm confused. I thought we were pirates, and I thought we were going to start the steal.
Yes.
Okay, I did want to talk about the Pan-American policies because I saw the very interesting idea of essentially what I got from it is removing the borders between the American states, essentially.
Well, I mean, it all starts with we've really done Central and South America dirty, like the whole since like.
Do you like bananas?
1800s? Yeah, right, exactly. Serious. And that's all pretty much been in the name of capitalism, which is really not capitalism because it's been government action bullshit. That's you know. How about we stop? No more overthrowing governments that are not ours.
What?
I mean,
Elon said we can coup whoever we want, though.
yeah, well, maybe we're going to put Elon in his own little bubble.
We can hope.
And
Well, he's trying to create his own little
Yeah,
bubble.
it's Mars.
Yeah. Why hasn't he gone yet? That's what I want.
Maybe we should all gaslight him into building the rocket quicker, so he
That's
actually
like the
goes
whole
to Mars.
joke on Splitting Image. His puppet basically goes to Mars and gets stuck there. So, Green Party, Asada's daughter, or Libertarian Party, what is Aleppo's son?
Listen, I've been trying to figure out what Aleppo is for years now, so...
I've never wanted children.
I think that's a good answer.
Do you know anything about the future and Rocco's basilisk? Do we have to worry about that, or should we start building it now, or do you think we don't have to worry about it?
It's all here in my book, iPony Blueprint for a New America, aka Pony Project 2025. It is a book about the future, a future long after a Vermin Supreme presidency, after everybody has received their pony, after zombie power fuels the nation, after the secret dental police have set up checkpoints every couple hundred yards to make sure it is safe for you and your children. It is a warning from the people of the future to you, the people of their past, your present, that Vermin Supreme is a madman and must be stopped.
And I will stop him if you let me.
Good luck, sucker! Just try it! Just don't make me reach out through this computer screen and grab you by your pencil neck and strangle you! I will do it!
I want to see you try. You already sent the young version of yourself from the future, and he couldn't stop me. You won't stop me. No one can stop me.
If you meet Vermin Supreme in the road, kill him. But shoot Realz first. Shoot Realz first. That's my campaign slogan. Another one. Shoot Realz first. You know, let me say that back in the day, okay, this was back 90s, okay, back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, the Yippies, the Youth International Party, they would almost every year for a while, they would say, shoot blank first. And I remember that you could get a button that said "Shoot quail first." And so every time that a president was elected, they would that would be their quip: "Shoot uh, that one first." Um, and you can't say that so much anymore these days because it's so effing touchy. But I've decided to resurrect it, at least with my own president.
Yeah, you
Jonathan Realz.
gotta get a little button.
Yes.
And there'll be a target.
That could be the
Perfect.
Shoot Jonathan Realz first before you come for me. You gotta go through Jonathan Realz.
We approve of human shields.
He's a
long as they're
heartbeat
voluntary.
away, people.
How has your platform changed since the 90s?
Oh, it's gotten better and better and better. For those of you who don't know, I have 4 basic platform planks. They are, of course, free ponies for all Americans, mandatory toothbrushing laws, time travel research, and the other one.
Zombies.
And yes, the zombies. Thank you very much. Occasionally I'll try and hype the whatever comes into mind. I don't know. I think we had a few platform breakthroughs here tonight, but I can hardly remember them. But they come and go. They're fluid. We're
going to zombify the dead internet.
That's the beautiful thing about the campaign.
Drew, I was just about to ask you about the dead internet.
The internet?
Yeah, what are we going to do to revive the dead internet?
Necromancy. That's all you can do. That's it. That's all you can do. Necromancy.
Well, but I debated Aleister Crowley once. So
are we bringing
MySpace back? How is that?
That was pretty good. It was much better than you would have expected. Essentially, it was Joseph Thebes. He's an acolyte, a Thelemite. And he came prepared with this giant box of Aleister Crowley quotes. And so the moderator would ask a question, and I would answer it, however I wanted to answer it. And in that time, he would find the appropriate Crowley response. It was very cool.
Interesting. I mean, that's an interesting way to do it. That would be like debating AI,
Yeah, there's a robot that's going to take his job.
A little bit. Yeah, it was like really proto AI. It was before it even was a glimpse, and he was there.
Isn't that just how? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think wasn't there a company that was doing that way recently?
Well, I was going to say, I always say like Bin Laden was way ahead with drones. He just used people on his.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Well, the Amazon did that. Wasn't that Amazon that had that? The Mechanical Turk thing that was like you pay people to do things that AI.
And then it guesses what movie you're thinking of.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What?
Oh, I worked as a Mechanical Turk one time.
yeah. That was proto AI. That's what that was.
I rode a mechanical bull once. That was something. Don't think I'd do that again.
How do you prevent burnout?
What's that?
How do you prevent
better
burnout?
tires?
Better tires?
Yeah, you have to have the appropriate tires.
Because I know running for the Libertarian candidate, maybe had an effect on your mental health, and so how do you prevent burnout running each election?
Well, that's the beauty of it. I mean, it's every 4 years, so I got plenty of downtime. And if you look at the election schedule, it's like 2 weeks up in New Hampshire for the primary. A couple weeks for the conventions, and then the inauguration. So it doesn't take a lot of time, but it has gotten to a point where it's like it is almost year round. And but
yeah,
I just don't
making these election cycles longer and longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I've been very, very blessed and very lucky to have a small team around me that definitely helps hold up a lot of the operation, the social media portions, and the business operations that are related to the whole social thing. And I just got to do stupid shit every so often. So it's not too stressful. The most stressful part of it is the occasional breakdown when the presidential transport vehicle breaks down. That's mildly stressful. But even that's, me and the wife are so used to being on the road and living our low rent hippie lifestyle that no biggie. And
you got to remember that the October surprise needs to move up to September this year because of all the early voting.
Oh, jeepers creepers.
Oh.
Guess I should get on that.
But October's way more fun. There's Halloween.
I know.
Well, you can just move Halloween up too.
Yeah.
Halloween should be all year
Every
round.
day is going to be Halloween.
All right. Well, hell,
Mandatory
there we
Halloween.
go. We're
Candy
moving
all the
Halloween
time.
up to September. That is now part of the platform.
The 30th of every month, Halloween.
Monthly Halloweens.
I want to go to a
started.
13-month lunar calendar. I want to
Yes.
go back. Bring back the lunar calendar.
We
Well-
discussed making that part of the platform, as a matter of fact.
Have
It
you?
just worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
Hear me out. Hear me out. A metric calendar. We want to go metric. So essentially, it works 10 seconds to the minute, 10 minutes to the hour, 10 hours to the day, 10 days to the week, 10 weeks to the month, decades already taken care of.
Makes sense to me.
Works for me.
Hey, well, works.
Yeah.
What is a kilometer? They keep saying that at the Olympics. I didn't know what that was. A kilometer?
Isn't that what the Americans kept saying? That
I think it's a drug,
American movie.
Klonopin.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's I think what they were talking about. I guess it was a doping thing with the athletes that they kept talking
I
about.
thought it was
I
a
think we should
measuring
have
device
all
they
doping
used.
Olympics.
I agree.
It's medical
They've-
technology.
They've
Whatever,
actually
right?
proposed it. I can't remember who the guy was, but there's a guy that's actually proposed it.
Yeah.
Steroid Olympics.
Why?
I'm
Why
totally-
is
Yeah.
I'm
I
totally
It was
believe
like
that
for it.
some
I wanna
venture.
see it.
It was like a
It was
venture
also-
capitalist.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
I'm
it was
sure. Yeah,
also
he
a-
was that guy that was selling all the stuff to the baseball players, probably, since he doesn't have anything else going on right now.
But it was a
Yeah.
John Belushi bit back in the 70s.
I think it's called the Enhanced Games, if I remember correctly. Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Why,
To be
why-
fair, I bet WWE's parent company Endeavor would probably get on board with this steroid
Yeah.
Olympics.
Aaron D'Souza, an Australian businessman. Of course.
Ooh.
Love this. But
Hey,
yeah,
where do you
so
draw
that-
the line at
that
medical
actually was a thing.
technology, right? Like, if you can have rapid
Yeah.
I mean-
regrowth of your cells to get back into shape.
My
why
health,
not?
my health plan covers regeneration and bringing back the dead.
I think
covering the lizards and the zombies.
you know
And
you
covering all your
can
bases.
Gotta
you
watch
can
out. For those
probably
lizard
draw the
people.
line at when the chimpanzees are suffering from your brain implants.
Or is that transplant or implant?
Implant
How do you feel about the transplant?
of brains. Would you put your brain in a robot body?
Probably.
Oh, there won't be any need to actually transplant the brain. We'll just transplant the consciousness.
Okay, here we go.
We got to somehow get the
Right.
human brain.
Now
into
we're
the-
gonna get into the
flying
ghost in the
monkeys,
shell
though.
talk.
Oh man,
pretty
I had
much.
Zoltan
much.
Zoltan on from the Transhumanist Party one day on my show Super Tuesdays. That guy was like drawing a lot of heat for some of his views, man. It's like, really?
Zoltan from Dude, Where's My Car?
That's what I was
Sultan?
thinking.
That's about Sultan.
Zoltan?
Zoltan was a
Zoltan
G.I.
rules.
Joe villain, wasn't he?
I have no
I think he
idea.
was. I don't think he was.
I only watched Sailor Moon.
Oh well.
Wait, we have a
It's a superior-
soundbite for this as well.
superior
It's
show.
Only news. Was there anything else that we wanted to specifically get to, John?
I think we have a book to promote.
iPony Blueprint for a New America. Don't leave home without it. Don't talk to me unless you've read it. If you
Everyday carry.
This is it, man. This is the future right here. And let me there you go. Gonna hold that up because there you go. BobToMysticBooks.com. All right, and if you like watching documentaries, I highly recommend that you type into your search bar Vermin Supreme and Outsider Odyssey. It's available free on Tubi and Amazon Prime and YouTube. Great show, great doc. Makes me look like a folk hero. covers a lot of bases that we didn't touch here today. Obviously, there is places we didn't even begin to go. But yeah, we'll see out at the Democratic National Convention. If you'd like to donate or volunteer for the campaign, vermin2024.com. If you need a cameo, cameo.com/Vermin Supreme. Cameo.com/Vermin Supreme. And all the other socials, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the True Socials, all the places. And of course, uspirates.org, uspirates.org, uspirates.org. Check them out. What else? Am I forgetting anything?
uspirates.org/join will get you hooked up with everything that you need to go on.
Yes.
If you would like to join up with the party.
And is that the official party flag behind you, Drew?
This is the Pennsylvania state flag. It's one of the variations. So Keystone and Crossbones. I can't point because I'm.
Okay. And Drew, there's people can join for free. Is that the deal?
Yes. We don't take dues. We just
unlike some parties.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to tell people a little bit more about the Pirate Party before we wrap up? Sort of give a spiel, a rundown.
Let me tell you one of the things that really attracted me about the Pirate Party. Now I was in negotiations with the pirates on a high level, and we were all doing all these backroom deals, and it was all good. It's like let's do it. We're going to do it. Okay, let's do it. And then they'd get some member that would pop up. No, we need to do some democracy. It's like, okay, fine, I'll write out some democracy. But in the end, still. The Pirate Party, the only party that lets me do whatever the heck I want to. It's crazy. And they're good with that. But the thing that really stood out for me in my relationship with this party was when the Libertarian Party, shortly after their Reno reset, one of their first orders of business in the 22 convention was to get rid of the platform plank that stated, "We find bigotry irrational and repugnant." And when they did this, I saw this in real time. They made this announcement. This plank is gone. And the U.S. Pirate Party picked it up. They snagged it. They snatched it. They caught the rebound. And they pirated it. And they added it right to their platform, right there, right then, in real time. As the Libertarian Party said, we don't want this plank. The Libertarian Party, the Pirate Party said, no, this is much more representative for what we believe in. So that really stood out for me, and that was definitely a moment that had me respecting the Pirate Party.
That got my attention as well, Vermin.
I think a lot of libertarians would probably agree with that platform and that plank, because it's sad what the Libertarian Party has become. I mean, it wasn't, it was sad to begin with. Now it's just extra sad.
Yeah, when I ran in 2020, the Libertarian Socialist Caucus, it was a thing, and it was a real thing, and
probably isn't now.
It is definitely not now.
No, they were definitely run out of the party, out of the LP.
Yes, I mean I heard and saw things. They want to clear out the Vermin Supreme wing, and ultimately that was 20% of the delegates that voted for me. 1 in 5 of 1,000 delegates. Thought that I was the best pony in the race.
I mean, you were.
And since the takeover, they've lost at least 20% of their membership. Coincidence?
Who wants to be associated with fascists?
Well, yeah. The thing that really
why be a fascist when you can be a pirate?
When I saw the Libertarians post Taiwan is China, that's what was like. I was
so much cringe in the last few years, honestly, from their social media. It's horrible.
It might. I can't remember whether that was the national account or that was the New Hampshire account.
The New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's probably New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty notorious.
Yeah, it's
But
and
yeah,
now the Australian.
And it's a shame too because they do put a lot of their posts. Yes, that makes sense. I agree with that. That's common sense. I think a lot of people agree with that. And then all of a sudden, boom, they drop something really crappy that's like, whoa, why are you saying that?
Something that you talked about a lot was like, and I think this is what the pirates really represent is like, for you when you were running, there's a statement of principles that like a person who's outside of the Libertarian Party that would truly define themselves as a libertarian that kind of all go by. And if you just believe that and not the like bullshit of the party, then you can like that's a thing. But then the party became very exclusionary towards people that really identify with the true libertarian mindset. And there's a home for those people in the Pirate Party. And there's a home for many different types of ideology in the Pirate Party. And that's the beauty of the way that it's set up. And it was very attractive for me when Vermin asked about running it. I had already backed away from politics because of how shitty and disgusting the Libertarian Party had become. It sucks because they had ballot access, and that's a big struggle whenever you're a third party. But that doesn't mean that it's not something that can be accomplished in the future. And I really look forward to what the Pirates are going to accomplish. And I said this on the announcement video to anybody who's out there in the Libertarian Party. Your party is dead. You are in denial. And that goes for anybody else in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party that is looking at your candidate going, I don't know, maybe it'll get better. Your party is dead. You are in denial. There's only one real ticket for president and vice president. Vermin Supreme and Jonathan Realz.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly normal, especially next to RFK, huh?
Ooh.
You know who I know is
Brainworms.
not going to drop a bear in Central Park? That guy.
He's got going for him though. He's got one thing going for him: money. He's got money. That's all I mean.
Well, with the coming party shift as well, there's going to be room to slip in there. So there's votes to snap up at the moment. So now's the time.
Vermin Supreme, never been to Epstein Island. Another thing that's going for the party.
Big W.
I am not a cop.
All right, I think all good. Anyone add anything?
Anything
I think
else,
we have a book to promote.
I Pony, Blueprint for New America, also known as Pony Project 2027. There's a picture of one of the zombie turbines. It's really scary. Look at that.
The problem with that is that you got to keep feeding them with fresh brains.
No. You dangle the brain.
Bangle them.
Well, yeah, but they only last so long there.
Well, that's why you need you need a constant source. You need to replenish them.
Republicans will do well, I think, for that.
That's why there's different variants. We have different variants of the
Most
zombie
of them
virus.
are zombies already.
You can't go with
Angle Fox
RFK. The
News on a
worms got
phone in
that
front
one
of
already.
One way or another, Republicans will be part of this zombie power plant.
What's
It's a
Tucker
zombie
Carlson saying?
The zombie pandemic, people. It's the zombie pandemic. Watch my new video. Buy my video cassette series.
And if RFK Jr., if he's out there and his brainworm is listening, brainworm, you coward, debate Vermin Supreme. Vermin will debate the brainworm.
Through the years, America has stood as the world symbol for law and order. Anarchy, well, that was something that was always happening in other countries. Newsworthy, perhaps, but it could never happen here. The policeman on the corner has traditionally been looked upon as a friend, not as the instrument of a tyrant. People in other countries had just reasons to riot against their governments. The nations of the world are dictatorships in one form or another.